So, something a little bit different tonight. I want to give you a showcase video of the evolution of my hobby handles and kind of where I am now and where I started. So, I'm main hero, main minis, and as you may know, obviously I'm an Instagrammer, but also a streamer on twitch.tv/mains and minis. So it's kind of the evolution. So I kind of started off with a very bog standard, not sponsored Dove deodorant can. I'd stick my mini on the top, a bit of blue tack, and I'd paint away. Now, this isn't the best ideal solution, but it's kind of what I started with when I started the hobby over a year and a half ago. And that's where I was to begin with. And I would paint my minis, and I was kind of happy with it. I could also remove the lid if I needed to paint something slightly more up close, a little bit more personal. I could remove the lid and I could get a little bit more accuracy and a little bit more closer to the model. But it was kind of limited in what I could do. And yes, hand cramp was definitely a problem and I needed to change it. So the next handle that I went with was obviously the bog standard Games Workshop handle. This is the version 2 model. When I was actually looking to purchase it, I was looking for version 1, but unfortunately they'd stopped producing it. The problem I find with this handle is it's a very thin neck here, and I end up not really holding the handle at all. I'm kind of gripping the top of the top of the stand as such here. A little bit of comfort in the hand, but obviously the little fingers poking out underneath, and still kind of not finding the overall aesthetic quite nice. Models could ping off quite easily if you were on a larger base. This is a standard base, but slightly bigger bases, they could very easily ping off when you were putting them in. And if you had painted the base previously around the edges and you put it in, these pinch points here would damage it and would mark the paint, and obviously that caused some issues as well. Now this is my current handle. This handle's been produced by a person called Captain Slaymore, who's on Instagram by the name Captain Slaymore. And this is a completely different thing I've never seen before. A handle that really fits really nicely the whole hand. All fingers can grip around the handle. You've got a nice kind of like groove here where your fingers can rest in very easily. It's not too heavy. It's made of wood. Really, really nicely stained with this beautiful colour. And you can see like all the wood grain in it as well. But it's got many awesome features. A lot of them obviously is magnetic. So you got the mini on the top here, which is very easy to move around the top of this ball here. Now the secret to that is the mini underneath has a small neodymium magnet which attaches to the top of this ball, which is fully metallic. This ball in turn, which is very nice and weighty and very cool design. Look at that blue, stunning. Sits on this kind of bearing here, which is a magnet. So listen to it. Nice loud clink. And then the mini sits on top, and you can position this wherever you want, and it will sit there in that position for you. So for example, when I'm streaming, it's very good to have a top-down view of the model, and I can position this like this when I'm streaming. I can leave it attached to the base here. So what I've done on my cutting board is I've attached a small metal disc here, which on the underside is another magnet again. And that very easily just stands on here in the centre of my cutting board. I can attach the mini and I can work away. When I'm not streaming, I can hold it in my offhand, and I can very easily maneuver the mini around, spin it around, but get to the position I want to paint in, hold the base, and paint away. When I'm not using the handle, I've attached some this kind of material here, which has got some iron filings in. It just sits nicely on the edge of my board, ready for me to do painting. Also, if you don't want to use the functionality of the ball, you can remove it, and you can attach another metal disc to the bottom underside of your mini and attach it there for a solid position where you just move the handle around. The beauty of this handle is you're not needing to move the handle. So you can keep the handle in the one position and you just move the mini around as desired. Now this came in 2 variants. I'll show you the other variant that I've got that I tested out for this prototype model and tell you why I prefer this one over the other.